welcome back to my channel. Here to do a recap review of Divorced Sistas. Alright, now when Tyler Perry put Sistas out, I was watching it, but I just kind of quit because I wasn't liking some of the characters. Maurice was probably my favorite character on there. So I said, you know what, this Divorced Sistas looks pretty good. LaToya Luckett did great in what's that show that was on OWN? It was another church show on OWN. I can't believe I forgot. Greenleaf. She did well in that. We have a lot of like new faces, and then we have a lot of faces that are familiar with Tyler Perry projects, and also the guy that played Tyreek on Sister, he's in this as well. So I said, you know what, let me go ahead and give this a try. Now, one thing I love about BET Plus is, unlike Netflix, they release a new episode once a week. And I like that better because it's like, it's pros and cons. With Netflix, they put the whole season on there, so you binge it that whole weekend, and then now you gotta wait another 2-3 years before they put the next season out. Whereas with this, it's just like the old school back in the day where you saw a new episode once a week, you know. I believe it drops at like in the middle of the night every Thursday. So this is my first time seeing it. So they have 2 episodes up. I'm assuming the second one came out yesterday. I'm just assuming. I think they dropped one episode and then dropped the new one this past Thursday. So we get into it. I got my notes here. I actually did notes for this because I'm like, I don't want to, I forget people's names. Y'all know how I am. You see me prior videos, be forgetting people's names. Got to give them my own name to remember. But anyway, so you open up with Tiffany and Geneva. They're in a car line picking up Geneva's daughter. And it's usually her, I don't want to say her maid, but her helper or her husband, because she's a really busy attorney. So when they finally got to the part where her daughter comes in, the teacher, she's like, oh yeah, it's always good to see both parents involved because it's usually just your daughter or the nanny. That's the word I was trying to come up with, the nanny. And I'm like, okay, is she throwing shade? Is she trying to say you're never up here? Like that kind of stuff. You don't even have to say all that. Just put my daughter in a car and wave and go on about your business, okay? Like, that was too much. I'm surprised she didn't check her, but she didn't. Now, Tiffany, her friend, she had a little look on her face, but she didn't say nothing. And after watching this episode, I can tell she's the friend that kind of is like, wants to be put together and not go off. So I'm assuming that's what that was. I got my notes, but I'm not going to read my notes in any particular order, of course. So Devon Franklin, I know he looked familiar because I'm like, that dude, was he in Tyler Perry stuff before? And I was looking at him, I was like, oh, that's Megan Good's ex-husband. You know, he's a minister in real life. So I don't know if this is his first time doing acting or what. So, but him and Rashida, LaToya Luckett's character, are married, but Rashida is the minister, pastor, whichever one of those words. And so at the meeting, he was kind of like undermining her, I guess. They were having this church banquet coming up, and her friend Naomi, who just had a divorce, and she's like super wild. We're going to get to her a little bit later, but Rashida's like, look, I really don't want to invite her ex-husband because she's coming, she's seeing there's going to be some problems. So Jeff, Devon Franklin's character, he's pretty much like, well, I just let him know. I mean, you know, if he, you know, RSVP or whatever, I'll let you know and all that. So, you know, with her being the pastor, minister, whatever, I'm sorry if I don't know which is which, but, you know, she talked to him about it outside of the office, like, when we're doing meetings, please don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first watched it, I thought he was the minister the way he was talking until I saw her go out in the hall. So Naomi, the friend, she's at Geneva's house when she gets there because she wants to, you know, Geneva is her attorney with this divorce thing. She wants to know why is he filing the lawsuit and all this stuff. And we can see right then and there that her character is going to be hell on wheels. Probably like Angela and Why Did I Get Married? You remember how she was? This is how this Naomi character is going to be. So it was a really messy divorce. She did get money out of it, a whole lot, but it's still like issues. And she feels like he's, I guess, rubbing in her face the divorce. So she leaves. Tiffany and Geneva are chilling in the house with her daughter, Geneva's daughter, and Geneva's playing with the dolls, and she says, what was the exact word? Girl, you so fine. No, you so damn fine. And that's what caught Geneva's attention. She's like, you shouldn't be cussing, and where you learn that? And she said, well, you should tell Daddy not to say that to the pretty lady. So at that moment, it just totally, Geneva's wheels get to spinning in her head. She done tried to find out the girls, because it's a girl's, her friend's mom is the one that he said, you so damn fine, and supposedly kissed. So Geneva, she calling her teacher, I just want to set up a play date. What's her parents' name? Blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, that didn't work because I'm like, you should know they can't give out people's private information like that. I mean, if they do, it's unprofessional. I don't know anywhere you can say, yeah, what's that little girl's name, last name, and her parents? I don't think she was really thinking, and I think she was, I don't know, maybe kind of emotional, but she actually goes down to this girl's school, her little girl's school. While it's closed, the janitor's in there cleaning up. She make up this lie talking about my daughter left her stuffed animal in the classroom. Can I go see it? So she uses that opportunity to try to snoop, ask the janitor questions while she's in the classroom about this little girl. The little girl's name is Maddie. She's trying to find out who her mom is because that's the one her husband is supposedly messing with. Now, I want to say this. I think it's low down for you to cheat in front of your kids. It's low down to cheat, period. But that little girl should not have to have seen her father tell another woman, you so damn fine. Like, even if he thought she didn't see, if you're at the school in the car line, and you're outside, let's say the little girl was in the car and he was outside the car talking to the one. Little kids know more than you think. They really do. And all of you watching, you've been a little kid before. Can't you remember some things where you heard adults arguing or talking and you remember the conversation because you heard it, even if they were in another room? Like, I feel, and the little girl ain't lying. I think he did it. We haven't gotten to that yet, but for him to do that in front of his child, like, really? Just because she's 5 doesn't mean she's not going to pick up on stuff. So she does eventually find out the little girl's, like, mom's name. And the janitor was talking too much. She was like, yeah, she owns a yoga shop and or studio, and it's yoga spelled backwards. It's called a goy. Like, he going all in, like, dude, you supposed to be tidying up. You supposed to be, dust mopping, all right, cleaning toilets. And I'm not saying that in a demeaning way. A janitor's a respectable job, but you a little too involved. How you know all this? But anyway, I'm like, dude, you know the studio, the name of it and all that. Unless you're just an extroverted, talkative person, then I can understand. So we leave off on that for this episode. So Naomi, the one who is Angela-like, she hires this escort. Now, let me tell you something. When he came to the door, she had on a dress, like a wrap dress. I believe it was a yellow wrap dress. So when I guess it was get down to business with the escort, she had on this real cute outfit. When I tell you her body is tea, I said, listen, I filled up my water bottle with ice. I'm like, look, that's the motivation I need to get myself together, because I'm telling you, everything was, she looked real nice in her lingerie. So the escort comes, she's real snotty, like her personality, like, do you just hate men in general? So they get to doing their thing. She pays him even more than what he asked for. She told him to get the hell out. He was chilling or whatever. So she's trying to get into this social media account. Saw that she's blocked, and he's on some hacker shit. And he unblocks it for her, and he was like, "Look, I can do this or whatever." So I'm thinking maybe that's maybe foreshadowing for him to help her like hack into other stuff later on, because she's having this issue with her ex-husband. Maybe he might hack into his stuff and take some more money or something. I don't know. But she was treating that boy so harsh. Now, listen, I'm gonna say this. I thought when women get escorts, it's usually because they are, and this is no disrespect, but older, elderly women, or women that may not be deemed like physically attractive by the norm. Like, it's not normal for women to pay for sex, like I said, unless they're older. Like, we hear stories about older women going to Jamaica and, different islands, paying them young boys for sex. Like, because I'm like, girl, you don't have to do that. Like, you can literally go to a coffee shop and find a man. Like, I don't know what I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's just not the norm to see a beautiful woman, body is T, and she paying a dude for sex. She could have had sex with him for free if she saw him somewhere. But she was treating that boy so harsh. So the last scene, it ends on a cliffhanger, and I keep moving his phone, right? It ends on a cliffhanger with Rashida counseling a parishioner. And the parishioner is this young girl. She's 19. She's take too long to get to the point, first of all. Talking about some, do you think God will forgive me? Well, you seem like you're perfect. And in the Bible, I don't know what she was blabbling on about. But she finally was like, well, do you forgive me? And Rashida was like, well, did you do something to me? And she was like, yeah, I've been sleeping with your husband. And then it ends like that. I'm trying, when I was watching this, I'm like, what would I do if I were Rashida at that moment? Would I just go off? Would I call my husband and tell him you need to get down here and what's going on? Like, I don't know. But you've heard stories about not all, of course, but some pastors, you got all those single women in the church. It happens. So we'll see. Going to get into the second episode here in a minute and see what's going on with that. But Divorce Sistas, so far so good. When it comes to Tyler Perry shows, for whatever reason, I started off watching them, but then I don't know. It's like I stopped halfway. I don't know if I get to watch something else or not. I try not to do series too much because I don't want to have to be dedicated to the series, right? Like, there's a few series that I'm just all about. But I try to just stick to movies and stuff because I'm not trying to be like, all right, we gotta wait on season 2. But Divorce Sistas, let me know what you think about this first episode. It's called The Pretty Lady. All right. Let me know in the comments. Shout out to my 149 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you can by hitting that button for me. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Please help me. Just press that subscribe button. That's all. You ain't got to pay nothing. I don't have the pay for subscription thing yet. It's free. Peace and blessings to each and every last one of you watching. Until next time.